Today we're looking at the Empress Effects Nebulus pedal. I would say the Nebulus pedal is like the boutique answer to those 9-in-1 modulation stations you've probably seen on Temu, Amazon, Wish, etc. And instead of 9 modes proper, what it actually has is 3 main modes that you can actually see here, controlled by this top left switch. You got chorus, vibe, and flanger. And in each of those modes, you have 3 sub-modes. 3 times 3 is 9, if you've done math. And each of those sub-modes have unique settings within the main modes up here. What you can actually see is on the bottom of the pedal here, you have a map as to what the switches do for each of the sub-modes, as well as what the special here means for each of them, because it changes with each sub-mode. It's actually pretty nifty when you're doing like a YouTube video that you have the map on the bottom here, because it's at eye level almost, so as I'm messing with it, I can see automatically what I'm doing without having to hunch over. Otherwise, you kind of either can try to memorize what each of the settings mean, or you can use the preset situation here. And the preset is relatively straightforward. What it does is brings up a preset. But this light can flash up to 5 different colors, and then you would just save it. So let's say I like this tone really much, very much. Words hard. And I want to save that tone. What I would do is I hit preset once, and it's thinking about it. It's gone to a different sound, and I'm like, okay, whatever color this is. Well, you actually have to be pretty quick about it. So let's try it again. I would hit it once. It goes to a different color. I decide what color I want to put it on. Right now it's on purple, but it's kind of hard to see with this camera. I want to leave it on orange, so then I hold it down and it goes to the next color. Oh no. And then it's set like that. So if I set to the next color and hit this again to bring up that preset. So yeah, I figured it out. What you do is you go to whatever color you plan on making your preset for, write up your preset, hold down the preset button. This will change color, ignore it, wait till this stops flashing, and then you'll know that the preset is saved, and you just hold that down. If you want to bring up another preset, tap this guy once, and then tap it again until you land on a color you want, and then you hit bypass to go to that color, and I'll bring up a new preset. What you're seeing here is how frustrated I get with presets. It just doesn't work with my brain. I just like to have knobs. Knobs are cool. Let's talk about the modes real quick. When you have your top left set to chorus and A, it goes to your basic chorus sound. Which is pretty nice. It's based on like your typical chorus pedals like the Boss CE1 and 2. Nothing complicated, just straight ahead, good, sexy chorus sound. Chorus submode B goes to a multi-chorus. This is going to sound more like the amp rack chorus modes that you saw a lot more in the 80s. It's just multiple layers on top of each other. You can tell it's a lot busier. We're going to take the rate down a bit. Depth. Mix to 50. Why not? Well, now it just sounds like the other one. With the multi, to me, just makes it sound like a doubled chorus guitar, which may be exactly what you're looking for. Submode C of the chorus modes is chorus with the tremolo on there. It takes it back to the basic by my ear. And yeah, it's a good sound. It really brings out my stank, like, ooh yeah face when I'm playing, which is a good review of the pedal mode, I guess. Does it bring out the stank face? In the chorus sub modes A and B, the special just brings in low frequency throb. I say just. It brings in that chunkiness, the sort of stuff that makes it funky and chunky. As opposed to none. Lots. With the multi instead of the basic. Back out. No special on the low frequency throb on the basic. Setting it to lots, playing lower notes to bring out that low frequency throb. Same thing with the multi, out. Lots. Definitely makes it chunky. As far as on sub mode C, what that's doing is adjusting the depth of the tremolo, I think. That's none. A little. Maybe it's adding to the depth of the chorus. It feels like the tremolo is staying put, you know? Moving on to the vibe sub-modes. On sub-mode A, you got the Univibe. This is going to be a lot of what like Hendrix played, the Univibe pedal. I think we all know it, right? I have it set to clean on there. I think warm's going to be better. Let's take it to bright. Let's get in psychedelic quick. The special switch on there does a regen and regeneration. Maybe it's adjusting like the ramp on how much the LFO's doing on there. Yeah. Warm. Sub mode B is taking it to the vibrato mode, which is going to be very different. Like, I like / don't like how vibe means the three sub modes are completely unrelated to each other. So it's basically, the best way to think about vibrato is it's the sound that a chorus pedal adds in, but only that. So it's not two signals, it's just one signal getting all warbly. Let's clean that up a bit. You'll notice that the mix knob on the vibrato function's just not doing anything, which is true to how vibrato should behave, because otherwise you're just making it a chorus. Special on there, which I left on lots, refers to comp as in compressor, probably. Maybe it's compensating. versus lots. None. A little. Let's take that to lots and try it again. Yeah, it definitely like brings it under control. It's like it is a compressor, but I feel like it's more like of a compressor for the lows and low mids as opposed to the whole signal, but I'm wrong a lot. Lastly, we got rotary. If you've heard Black Hole Sun, it's that sound. You're going to take off the lots on there, make sure it's set to warm, because that's a little harsh. Let's adjust the mix. Little distortion from the Berhinger pre-lawsuit Centaur. I gotta do a video about some quant stuff eventually again. There we are. I don't know how to play Black Hole Sun. Moving on to the flanger submodes. Submode 8 of the flanger is 60s. I don't know that they had flanger pedals in the 60s. I think it was still mostly done through tape stuff. Yeah, I got some Beatle vibes out of that. I'm going to take the distortion down. Depth. Let's just dial it all back. Key change. For all three modes, the special refers to regeneration. So it's probably going to be like the regen and the univibe. It makes the ramp a bit more aggressive. It was already set to lots. So we're going to take it down to off or none. Gonna try to make it a bit more aggressive. Let's put lots on there. Yeah, you got a lot more of that low end washy waka waka stuff. Let's take it to 70s. That'll be submode B. I'm gonna take it to clean on the highs. 70s, I'm guessing like MXR or EHX might have had some flanger stuff then, so maybe it's based off one of those. That's nasty. Let's take the rate and depth down. Let's take the special to a little. Take off the special. Higher rate, lower depth. A little more mix. If you ever want to sound like you know what you're doing, just put major 7th bar chords like anywhere. That really shouldn't have worked. last special. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that waka 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 sound. Like, it could be cool, but I prefer to have that on a tap tempo rather than a rate knob. Moving on to sub mode C, where it just says through phase reversal sound. Sounds like it fixes the waka waka sound by quite a bit. Taking the special all the way off. It's almost like a super clean flangey sound, like clean in the sense it doesn't have a lot of artifacts. Let me look this up real quick. Through zero flanger, it simulates the 0-point flanging achieved by physically syncing tape machines or via advanced digital recreation similar to the sound in the ADA flanger and other high-end studio units. ADA, like analog to digital audio or converter, maybe. So yeah, it sounds like they managed to get rid of a lot of the artifacts and stuff like that. That makes it a little too chunky and weird for a much cleaner sound. That seems to check out. Oops. Let's have some fun with it. So I had the wherewithal to try to stack some chorus pedals. I know it's a popular thing to do. And so I brought in the UC Ultra Chorus from Berhinger here, and I have it set it to slower rate, larger depth. I give it a little more there. And high tone, and volume's pretty kicked up. That's the level on there acts more as a mix knob, really. Whereas the mix knob on the Nebulus is a mix knob, and that's actually like an output, like the overall level. And that's actually really helpful when you're stacking with the chorus pedal, because there's a bit of a volume drop from here to here that I was not anticipating and hadn't really seen otherwise. So having this here just to give it a little oomph to get it back to where it's supposed to be is pretty cool. And yeah, just doing that little stack, I'm actually really digging. Here it is, just the Berhinger Ultra Chorus. Add a little more here from the Berhinger Centaur. And then I got the Empress Nebulus set to sub mode B of the chorus. Oh, it's a multi-chorus and it's quite a bit faster. Let's take the depth and right down just a hair. Got the delay pedal, still leaving the modulation on. Let's just stack the modulations. So we got 3 modulations rolling. This pedal that I not really consider about other chorus pedals is that the mix knob is more transparent. I feel like I've had a lot more luck making the Nebulus work with distorted tones from the Centaur and being sort of like a background sound. Versus if I do that with the Ultra Chorus, don't feel as good about it. Yeah, I feel like that's not there if I turn it up a bit more. Anyway, if you get your hands on this pedal, I hope you enjoy it. I am not the biggest fan of presets, but it definitely can get a lot of very useful tones out of it. I feel like I'd be happier with the Ultra Chorus in a live situation and happier with this guy in a recording situation. Mainly because my feet keep on hitting this guy when I don't want to and just ruins my day. This doesn't sound as good, but has less surprises, right? Anyway, enjoy. I guess that's the video. Yeah. Like, share, subscribe, do the things. Jam out, man.